honorable members of jury. My name is Agnешka Komинč and I'd like to represent the results of the survey, The Linguistic Landscape of Grodno. When we come to a new country, public signs, billboards are often the first form of contact we have with the language. The highest density of signs can be found in cities and towns, in particular in the main shopping streets and industrial areas. We can see various written messages on signs, which make up the linguistic landscape of the place. Despite a vivid interest in the linguistic landscape as a research subject worldwide, such analysis hasn't been done in Belarus yet. The aim of this work is to study languages on signs in the linguistic landscape of Grodno and show what insights about multilingualism and language contact can be gained from this type of research. The tasks resulting from the aim are the following: to analyze the proportions of governmental and private signs in the linguistic landscape of Grodno, to consider the languages used on signs of Grodno, the proportions of monolingual and multilingual signs, as well as the proportions of the national languages and the international language, to study the importance of multilingual signs in connection with the modern policy of the Republic of Belarus in the field of tourism and foreign affairs. This work is an individual study, the findings of which are grounded on the actual material collected by the author. The findings may be useful for scientists who specialize in sociolinguistics or for the diachronic analysis of the linguistic landscape of Grodno. This work may help to understand how foreigners see our city and improve the image of our city to fit the needs of citizens and guests of Grodno. The survey leads to better understanding of the importance of language interaction in creating the global environment. The term linguistic landscape was first used by Londra and Boris in 1997. Signs can be placed by governmental institutions such as City Council and by private organizations such as shops and companies. Private signs usually show more linguistic diversity than governmental signs, while governmental signs often follow the official language policy. The analysis of the linguistic landscape can provide us with information about the language used in a specific area, about the official languages, readerships in the given area, and so on. Grodno can be of great interest because of its location and the number of ethnic minorities which live in the city. The work provides a pilot case study of the linguistic landscape of Grodno. The city of Grodno has a very favorable geopolitical position. Here there are borders between the states, the international unions, nationalities, religions. The city is multilingual and multi-ethnic. More than 10 nationalities live here, and you can see the percentage on this slide. As a result of the Soviet past, people of different nationalities prefer to speak Russian to their own languages. After the referendum of 1995, bilingualism was officially introduced in the state. This work shows that in all spheres of life, the Russian language is dominant, in conversations in streets, shops, at work, at home, and in family. As a Soviet area, one of the principal streets of the city center named Sovietskaya was chosen. It is the main center of commercial business as well as the site of governmental offices. The author studies public signs to understand the official language policy of the state, examines the use of foreign languages to understand how globalizing tendencies operate on post-Soviet territories. We have seen a few public signs that contain no languages but can be clearly understood by people. Such signs indicate that Grodno is friendly not only to people of different nationalities but also abilities. The majority of signs of the survey area are private signs. Governmental signs are mostly street signs and signs of local authorities. Governmental signs make up about 15% of all signs. Such a percentage is rather high and can be explained by a great number of governmental offices in Sovietskaya Street. At the same time, the street has been renamed many times during the history. Speaking about languages used on signs of Grodno, we can say that 7 different languages are used. Governmental signs are written in the official languages, that is Russian and Belarusian. Private signs are more linguistically diverse. The dominant language on public signs of Grodno is Russian. The fact that the number of English and Belarusian don't differ greatly deserves a special attention. It is very important to change the situation and to increase the percentage of the Belarusian language in the linguistic landscape of Grodno. If citizens of the city see more Belarusian on public signs, it will help us to maintain ethno-linguistic vitality. Guests of our city will also perceive us as a unique Slavonic nation, rather than a former part of Russia. Having examined the proportions of monolingual and multilingual science, we have found out that most of science are monolingual, while less than 10% of the analyzed science contain more than one language. Multilingual science seldom provides the translation of the same text. In most cases, the name of the organization is given in a foreign language, most frequently English, and details about goods, services, working hours are provided in a native language. There are also some cases of transliteration in the linguistic landscape of Grodno. The findings show that national languages, Russian in particular, are dominant in the linguistic landscape of Grodno. The small number of foreign languages on public science of Grodno show that the country is eastwardly oriented and most of tourists come from Russia. English is the most frequently used foreign language in the linguistic landscape of Grodno. But in many cases, English is used exceptionally because it is considered to be fashionable and helps to give an international character. In conclusion, I would like to say that it is important to analyze the linguistic landscape of the place, not only because it provides the background to our day-to-day lives, but also as a valuable language learning resource. It shapes how we interact as a society and gives us our identity. And the best thing about it is that it's everywhere, open to everyone, and free. Thank you for your attention.